Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. May I see the courtroom, please? Good morning. I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This is April 28th, 2025. This is the suspended sentence calendar for April 28th of 2025, courtroom 304, and this is Clayton County, Georgia. So I'm going to call the names on the calendar, and after I determine who's here, then I'll allow Ms. Kiara Powell, my staff attorney, to speak with those individuals and to determine whether they'll be granted more time to pay. The suspended sentence calendar is for those individuals who were sentenced earlier, much more than 60 days, but were given 60 days to pay and failed to pay any or all of their fines and fees. This is your last chance to get those paid before an arrest warrant issues. For those who fail to show up for this calendar, an arrest warrant will issue today. For those of you who are here, you will have the amount of time that Ms. Powell talks to you about in getting that. And if I sign off on it, you'll have that time to make those payments. Please make sure that you make those payments, because if you fail to do so, at the next available opportunity, I will issue an arrest warrant and you will be picked up. I do have people on my Tuesday jail calendar who are in there just because they didn't pay a $100 fine. So please make sure that that is not you. All right. First name on the calendar is Bryant, Kirsten Joy Bryant. I'm sorry, she's in the courtroom. Okay. All right. So just let me know that you're here. Once I know you're here, I'll put you in a breakout room at the appropriate time with Ms. Powell. So next is Rashad Dugan. Rashad Dugan. Last call for Rashad Dugan. I do not see Mr. Dugan on the screen. So if he's not in the courtroom, then an arrest warrant will issue. All right, next is Anteria Lieta Goggins. Anteria Goggins.
Your Honor, she was in the courtroom. She stepped out to take care of her infant child.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Lamarvin Allen Harris. Lamarvin Allen Harris. Last call for Lamarvin Allen Harris. Arrest warrant will issue. Anara Destiny Huger. Anara Destiny Huger. Last call for Anara Destiny Huger. All right, an arrest warrant will issue. Terrence Scott King Jr. Terrence Scott King Jr. Last call, Terrence Scott King Jr. An arrest warrant will issue. Kaysen Lamont Montgomery. Kaysen Lamont Montgomery. Last call for Kaysen Lamont Montgomery. Arrest warrant will issue. Terriano Marquise Ragland. Terriano Marquise Ragland. Terriano Marquise Ragland. An arrest warrant will issue. Marlo A. Rose. Marlo A. Rose. Last call for Marlo A. Rose. An arrest warrant will issue. All right, that concludes the call of the SSD calendar. So at this point, those individuals who are here are in the courtroom. I'm going to put Ms. Powell in a breakout room with the courtroom. She's going to speak to you about your cases, and anything that we agree to, we'll go ahead and get you a modification of your order. But please understand, ladies and gentlemen, that if you fail to pay within the time given, an arrest warrant will issue, and I will see you on the next available jail calendar. All right. So, Ms. Powell, I'm going to put you in the courtroom in breakout room number 1. When we come back, we'll have announcements.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Good morning,
you.
Your Honor. We're looking for the
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at the calendar now. It looks like Mr. Terrence Scott King Jr. paid his balance. So.
Okay,
I
thank you,
believe-
sir.
Yes, all right, thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
King is paid in full.
Yes,
Anybody else?
no, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Tipton, for checking that for me. Ms. Powell and the courtroom are breakout room number 1. And we'll be back.
Judge, I got an error message asking me to close my browser and rejoin the meeting. I'll be back in a second.
All right, and I'll put you back in the breakout room.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the courtroom hasn't received the prompt to go over to the breakout room.
I sent it. 1 second. I have you in breakout room number 1, but I'm gonna move you to breakout room number 2, and that's fine. I'll change Ms. Powell to 2. You see it?
No, not yet. It hasn't popped up yet.
I just sent it. Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, good. All right. Ms. Powell is back, so let me put her in breakout room number 2 also. All right, we'll be back. Thank you.
Okay, Judge, we're back and ready for announcements.
All right, Ms. Powell, I have Bryant and Goggins.
Yes, ma'am. Both ladies took the 2-week extension.
All right. All right, Miss, uh, ladies and gentlemen, if you have gotten the extension, you'll get your modification of your order. You have to pay in person because once you fail to pay by the deadline, then you have to actually come into the building to pay in person or to mail your payment in. If you need instructions about that, you need to visit the first floor to the state court clerk's office and ask them, or the second floor at the traffic window, and ask them about how to pay by mail. Or you can make a payment today. You can make partial payments as long as the payment is completed within the 2-week period of time. But I do know that at this time, you need to make the payments in person on the second floor of this building at the traffic floor window. Anything else, Ms. Powell?
No, ma'am.
Anybody else here for the SSD calendar who did not hear your name called before?
Your Honor, Mr. Goggins wanted to speak with you.
Ms. Goggins? Okay, come on up.
I was just trying to get my date again. What's my date to pay it again? I'm sorry, so I just know.
That'll
The
be
date
2
will
weeks.
be May 13th.
May
All
13th.
right.
Okay. I wish I had a pen to write it down. I'm sorry.
You'll receive
have-
an email, Ms. Goggins,
Okay. I just
but
didn't
it's just going to be 2 weeks from today. We're giving you until the Tuesday.
okay, I'm gonna go pay something on it. Thank y'all ladies so much.
All right. Thank
Thank
you, Ms.
you.
Goggins. Take care. All right. Anything else for this calendar?
Not for me, Judge.
All righty. So the court will be back at 11 a.m. for the 2 remaining calendars on the docket this morning, the bond forfeiture calendar and the civil red light crossing guard calendars. And so we'll be back a little bit after 11 because if there are people trying to log on and they're having trouble, I want to give them a little bit of time to get on. All right. So court is in recess until 11 a.m. Thank you.
Don't say this. Walk back.
There you go.
Jimmy Ray Barnes, friend of Reginald Sr. Jimmy Ray Barnes was an acquaintance of Reginald Ray. He hung out with him, he worked with him. Lieutenant Ward learned about a disturbing incident at a local beach where Sylvia was swimming with Reggie just days before the murder. They were on Jimmy. She could feel that it was a playful thing. She felt that it was deliberate and intentional. She was not a good swimmer, and she said she struggled to make it to the bank. The next night, her sister Gwen said Salonia became frightened. A relative who was visiting Salonia spotted Jimmy Ray Barnes.
As she said, went into hysterics like, no, don't go out there, don't go out there.
And within a few moments, Jimmy Ray Barnes walked around the front of the house. Jimmy told her that he was checking on Salonia, and she ran him off. Ward would learn that Jimmy Ray, along with Reginald, came under even more scrutiny 2 days after the murder. Witness came forward to say he had seen two men around John's Curb Market on the night Salonia was murdered. She became suspicious and later wrote down a piece of scrap paper the license plate. And it turns out that was the vehicle that Reginald Ray was known to.
Good morning. For those of you who are here for the 11 o'clock calendar, I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This is the State Court of Clayton County, Georgia, courtroom 304. I have two calendars this morning, so please be patient. Don't start calling out your name and let me know you're here if you don't hear your name on the first calendar. As I stated, I have two calendars today. A bond forfeiture calendar at 11 a.m. and also at 11 a.m. a civil red light calendar. So I'm going to call the bond forfeiture calendar first, and then I'll call the red light calendar. If you do not have your first and last name on the screen, please rename yourself first and last name, please, so that we can be able to move you around as necessary, or at least acknowledge that you are here, especially if you have problems unmuting yourself to let me know you're here. At least I can look at the screen and tell that you have logged in. All right, the first name on the bond forfeiture calendar. The first name on the bond forfeiture calendar is Thomas David Aviles. Thomas David Aviles.
All right. Your Honor, state's going to move for a rule absolute.
Thomas David Aviles. Last call. All right, rule absolute will be granted. All right, next is Monica Janice Brigham. Monica Janice Brigham. Last call for Monica Janice Brigham. Okay, so the recognizance has been filed, and it says the notices were returned and notices were resent.
State's requesting a rule absolute, Your Honor.
All right, rule absolute will be granted. Dorian Nehemiah Brown, case is closed. He has two cases, both closed. Buckley, Latoya Denise Buckley.
Consent order filed, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Buckley has a consent. Next is Benjamin Sadat Bullock. Bullock's case is closed.
I hear you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bullock, your case is closed, sir. You're free to go at this time.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Isaac C. Carson. Isaac C. Carson.
There's a surety order that was granted on this.
Okay, yeah. Consent was granted. Xavier D. Elamine, that case was closed.
Your Honor, we have Carson still in the courtroom.
Oh, Mr. Carson, you're free to go at this time. Mr. Carson, talk to me for a minute. Have you changed your driver's license? I mean, have you changed your contact information with the state court? You got notice for this calendar, but is everything okay with how you get notice?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Is everything okay with your address so that you get notice through the mail for court dates?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you do get the notice?
Yes, I should know, because everything.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Carson, we're gonna put you on the next available arraignment calendar so that we can get your case taken care of, okay? Mr. Dennis, they're not in the courtroom, are they?
And Your Honor, Mr. Carson has retained attorney Chauncey Bailey.
Oh, okay. I'll put that down.
And we've been in contact with him as of last week.
All right, so Mr. Carson, the state has been in contact with your attorney. Y'all should be working something out pretty soon. Just watch the mail for your court dates, or you'll get that information from your attorney, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you, sir. Be safe. Elamine was closed. Next is Hamilton. Carrie Garland Hamilton. I see a surety was granted on that case.
Are you Hamilton?
Yes. Is he in court?
Oh, ma'am.
All right. Next is the Dontavius Hardiman. That case is closed.
No, Judge.
No.
There
Your
was
Honor.
a,
Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead, Mr. Tipton.
I have that Mr. Hardiman was in fact closed. He was on our jury calendar last week. He was the speeding case.
Yeah, he was on the jury calendar. It was closed on Monday.
Thank
Do we
you.
have any? Okay. Harris, Nicholas Keith Harris. Mr. Harris is wanted. That is a consent has been filed. All right. Hardage, Monte Hardage. That case was closed. That was Mr. Anthony, somebody or other. That was the one with the two names. Nathaniel Kelly, notice returned. He still wanted and no consent.
State's
Nathaniel Kelly.
State's moving for a rule absolute, Your Honor.
That last call for Nathaniel Kelly. Rule absolute will be granted. Princess Aaliyah McCray, that case was closed. Dion Rashid Miles, that case was closed.
I'm free to go, Your Honor.
Yes, you are. Thank you, Mr. Miles.
All right,
Your
thank
case
you.
is closed. You're done with this case, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Starday Michelle Mosley, that case was closed. Earl Raymond, he's wanted, no consent filed.
And Your Honor, he
Earl?
was picked up by Henry County today. They are transferring him sometime this week, and he'll be placed on the next jail calendar when he gets on.
Okay. All right.
His parents are also in the courtroom as well, Your Honor.
His
They-
parents,
Yeah, they asked to speak with you. I wasn't for sure or not.
you can bring them up.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning.
Yeah, well, we're the parents of Errol, and out of respect for the court, we come here to let you know that the reason why he didn't show for court and that when he should is that he was in the hospital.
Okay, well, I have a mechanism by which they can give that information to me. They can send it to my office. They can send it to the attorneys who are assigned to the case. If he doesn't have an attorney, they can send it to the clerk's office. Nobody communicated with the court that he was in the hospital.
And also, I don't know if this would have any bearing on the case, is that he's a mental patient. He has a mental situation. Was that?
Okay, then when he comes to court on Tuesday, if he comes tomorrow, because he's coming over from Henry County, if he's transferred tomorrow, he'll be on my 10 a.m. calendar in the tomorrow. And at that point, if you have information about his health, whatever the health concern is, you can bring that to court, and the attorneys will be in court tomorrow. And I'll appoint an attorney for him unless you have an attorney that you've already hired.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you.
He won't be on tomorrow, Judge, but he'll probably, if he gets transported, it probably will be next Tuesday calendar.
Okay, so it may be next Tuesday. It depends on when he gets transported from Henry County.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Marco Antonio Romero Silva. Marco Antonio Romero Silva.
State request to rule absolute, Your Honor.
Last call for Romero Silva. Rule absolute will be granted. And next is Queonte Tryon Sanders. A consent was filed. Next is Italia Keys Stillwell. Italia Keys Stillwell. All right, I have that a forfeiture is pending, but no surety, no consent was signed.
State request to rule absolute, Your Honor.
Rule absolute will be granted for Italia Keys Stillwell. All right, Xavier Donnell Table. Xavier Donnell Table, a consent was granted. Giovanni Thomas, notice was returned. Giovanni Thomas.
State's going to request a rule absolute, Your Honor.
Rule absolute will be granted. Morris Terrell Tucker, that case was closed.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Tucker, your case has been closed. You're free to go at this time, sir.
I do have a question, if you don't mind.
No problem, go ahead.
All right, so ma'am, good morning, first of all, to you and the
Morning.
people of the court. But I do have a question. So in this particular case, I personally was wronged in this case. I was locked up. I paid bond twice on this particular case. I was locked up on this case. I paid $2,000 when I first got there. Within the first couple of hours of me being there, cash money bond. They told me that they was going to send me a letter in the mail to give me a court date. I never received a letter about a court date for 3.5 years. That is not due process as far as time is concerned, as far as me having to speedy finish to this. 3.5 years later, they turn around. I don't even live in the state anymore. I was home on Thanksgiving. Just bear with me a second, please. I was
No,
home
I
on
get it, Mr.
Thanksgiving.
Tucker, but I got one simple question for you, sir. That'll
Yes,
cut
ma'am.
all of this.
Yes, ma'am.
Did
Yes, ma'am.
did you update your address with the clerk of court?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's not the situation though. That's not the case. So
Okay.
yes, they have the information as far as how to contact me. The information wasn't sent out for 3.5 years, ma'am. As far as that's concerned, you can check that with your own records as far as that. So again, 3.5 years later is not quick finish to this case. Then once I was there, my mom passed away in November of 22nd. When I was there on Thanksgiving, I was locked up for a warrant that was put out at the beginning of that month. That same day, I bonded out again with another $1,000. So I'm $3,000 into the hole on the case that when we asked for discovery, asked for body worn cam, asked for all of that stuff, they dismissed the case. So now I'm out of $3,000, potential job opportunity as far as that, because I do travel with my job as far as that's concerned. And then on top of that, you guys are just basically saying that I can't get my money back. Is that what you guys are saying? Like I literally locked up on some frivolous charges that you guys said that I didn't have my driver's license on person, which is the reason for the actual locking up. But at the same time, in your paperwork, when we go in there when they bring you into the jail to see what your personal belongings are, it says driver's license on there, meaning I had driver's license on person. The officer that locked me up, they lied, stating that they were doing a safety check. Unbeknownst to you all, I went through the police training as far as that. So I understand what the laws are when it comes down to safety checkpoints and or roadblocks. 3 officers there, the state minimum is 4. You also need to have signage out there, including cones and signage stating that there is a stop up ahead. There cannot be a stop that's sitting in front of a neighborhood, blocking off a neighborhood for free travel. These are all the things that were violated by Clayton County Court. Clayton County Police Department.
I gotta stop you, Mr. Tucker. I was content to let you fuss at me because I'm the face
how
of
do I
the
get my
system.
money back?
Wait. But I gotta stop you because all of those things you listed have nothing to do with what I do or what the court does.
So how do I get my money back?
Police. Then you need to address that with them. That has nothing to do with me.
So what do you do for this? You said bond forfeiture, meaning that I'm forfeiting my bond that I paid. I paid $3,000 for you guys to dismiss the case. So how do I get my money?
Sir, you could have just asked me. I said your case was closed. I didn't say your bond was forfeited. You're on a bond forfeiture calendar to determine if your case should be one for bond forfeiture. If you're eligible to get your bond back, then you need to discuss that with the sheriff's department. They handle bonds. We set the bonds, but they handle. Sir, stop fussing.
Let me ask you, what would give us the? I'm sorry. What would in this particular court right now? What we're talking about, right? How does that assist me with getting my money back that I'm out of $3,000 for?
You have yet to let me finish talking because you just keep yelling. So let me know when you.
My apologies. You have the floor. My apologies. You have the floor, ma'am.
I am looking at it. So your first bond was a personal bond that you paid. The second bond was through a bonding company. Am I correct?
And I paid that too.
Okay, I don't know what bonding companies do. I've never had to go through one. I've never had to get a bond for anybody I know or myself. So I'm just telling you what I see. If you have a cash bond and your case has been closed, then it is likely that you can get your bond refund from the jail. You have to talk to them. Now, the fact that there was a second bond, which means that at some point a bench warrant was issued because notice went out and you didn't receive that notice.
3.5 years later.
Let me tell you, sir, a lot of these cases are still COVID cases. So yeah, we understand that people have moved and things had changed, but every person who is in the system has a responsibility to update the court with their names and addresses if there's changes. Listen to me, Mr. Tucker, before you start yelling at me. So if you moved and didn't, even if you got arrested and gave them your new address, that's not the clerk's office, it's the sheriff's office. If you did not alert the clerk's office, who is in charge of sending out the notices, if they don't have the current address for you, they would have sent notice. If that notice came back, then it would have been a bench warrant issue. I'm telling you, I'm not looking at your styles, your case. I'm telling you what happens. So you have two bonds on here. You can go to the court and go to the sheriff's office and ask them for a refund of your cash bond. But all of these are COVID cases we're still dealing with. And so we understand there was a lag. Now, it doesn't violate the statute of limitations, but there was a lag in getting these cases to court.
Nor the Constitution, which I have the right. First,
okay.
the
Mr. Tucker,
Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, 13th Amendment,
to sue,
all been violated. 14th.
You are free to sue whomever you want. If you want to sue for redress of your rights, I'm okay with that. But you can't get anywhere just yelling at me.
I wasn't yelling, ma'am. I'm speaking. I'm in my car. I have the AC blowing, and I can barely hear you. So we're on a Zoom call. So I'm not yelling.
Mr. Tucker, did you have any information for? Mr. Tipton, did you have any information for Mr. Tucker?
No, Your Honor. I was just wanting to make sure that the court was aware the state's present.
Okay. All right. So that's all I have for you, Mr. Tucker. The bond would be refunded through the jail. You would have to go directly to the sheriff's office to get refund of your bond, and they would handle that. Okay.
All right. And but lastly, like I stated before, I think that this entire thing is a sham. Okay. I want to go on record.
You're not the only person who believes that.
Because you got me for $3,000 on some charges that were completely false, proven to be false, and you guys are still holding my funds. Then telling me I got to go over here and do that. No worries, I'll fly back to Atlanta. I'm here currently in Texas working. I'll fly back to Atlanta this week, and I'll come see you guys over at the sheriff's department about my money. And then I'll go see a civil court lawyer to see about lawsuits as far as that's concerned. Because again, I was locked up twice on this. Due process was not done. I was 3.5 years later, regardless of COVID, regardless of anything, that does not trump the Constitution saying that I have the right to a speedy trial. 3.5 years later is not a speedy trial. Being locked up twice on this is not something that's cool as far as that's concerned. And then having a $10,000 bond on a traffic ticket is crazy. But no worries, you guys will have some official letter and paperwork from me soon. Thank you, Judge Hayward, for your time, people of the court. And again, this is constitutionally unsound, and you know it.
Mr. Tucker, hey, just FYI, sir,
Tipton,
you might be.
Mr. Tipton, Judge Hayward has already addressed it. Thank you.
Mr. Tucker, I think just needed somebody to fuss at. Now I get it. All right.
No worries. No worries.
You're free to go at this time, sir. All right. Next.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Alvin Maurice Williams, also wanted. Alvin Maurice Williams.
Okay. I get off this damn zone.
Alvin Maurice Williams. Last call.
The rule absolute, Your Honor.
Rule absolute will be granted. All right, so that's all I have on the bond forfeiture calendar. Next, I'm going to call the civil red light calendar. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the civil red light calendar, this is the procedure. These are cases where you have gone through a red light and the machine has gotten you, or it's a bus and you are alleged to have passed the school bus when it was stopped, and the light and the sign was out. So it's like passing a stop sign. Let me just be clear. The law changed recently. So as of the recent change in the law, I believe it was January 1st of last year, if I'm not mistaken, or was it July 1st of last year or January 1st of this year? I get all the new laws starting times mixed up sometimes. But it's now $1,000 for passing a school bus. And let me just tell you, before you even start talking to the state, there are times when if you're in the oncoming lanes, you can pass and times when you cannot. So if you are in a multi-lane road So it has like 4 or more lanes. And it is divided by a median with trees, grass, a barrier, a concrete barrier, any of those things that are not easily crossable by a vehicle. If there's a physical barrier in between the oncoming traffic and your traffic, then you don't have to stop. If, however, there's just a street, and it may be delineated by lines, but there's just a street with a median, a flat median in between with no physical barrier, you do have to stop for the bus. Now, I'm going to allow you to speak with the state. They're going to talk to you about your case. If it is determined that you have to pay the amounts decided for the red light calendar or the school bus calendar, then I will give you extra time, give you time if you need to pay, just let me know. So, because I know these fines are pretty steep, but it is $1,000 fine. I can't change it. It's in the law. It is not anything the state can negotiate away. It is $1,000 fine if you are found to have improperly passed a school bus. So they're going to speak with you about your case. I'm going to put you in a breakout room. And once they have finished speaking with you about your case, if you want to have me review the information and have a hearing, then we can do that. Or if you all consent, then I'll go ahead and sign off on the consent. But I just want you to know that it is a hard $1,000 for passing a school bus. And that's not negotiable. Is there anything else, Ms. Ponder? Anything I've missed? Mr. Tipton?
Your Honor, there's not. I did go down to the courtroom shortly before 11, and I did get I did take note of who was already there. So the state may let the court know if someone has been confirmed to be in the courtroom already.
All right. So let me go ahead. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the first name on the calendar is Marie Olivia Bass. Marie Olivia Bass.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right. So Ms. Bass, Mr. Tipton or Ms. Ponder will speak with you about your case. Ronnie Lee Billingsley.
He is also
Ronnie.
in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay. Kadrian Broughton.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. All right. For those of you who are on video, at the appropriate time, I'll put you in a breakout room with the state.
Your Honor, I'll be walking down to the courtroom.
Okay. Rachel Clark. Rachel Clark. Last call for Rachel Clark.
Your Honor, state would request that you deny the appeal.
All right, the appeal will be denied.
Was there an affidavit filed stating that they was not responsible?
On Clark?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
looked like
the evidence found.
Yes, the affidavit was filed, Judge.
All right, so that that appeal, have y'all reviewed the affidavit?
I'm looking at it now, Your Honor, for Ms. Clark. Your Honor, state's going to ask that the appeal be granted.
All right, so the appeal will be granted at this time. Next is Desmond Cortez. Desmond Cortez. Last call for Desmond, D-E-Z-M-A-N, Cortez. Any appeal?
Your Honor, it appears no affidavit was filed and Mr. Cortez has not answered. State would request that the appeal be denied.
All right, appeal will be denied. Next is Ralph Andre Dortch. Ralph Andre Dortch.
Your Honor, he's in the courtroom.
Okay. Bishtwi Pham Du. I have Bishtwi Pham Du.
Your Honor, it appears that there's not been an affidavit filed and he is not present. State would ask that the appeal be denied.
Okay, last call, DU. All right, will be denied. Next is Stevette Dukes. Stevette Dukes.
Your Honor, she's in the courtroom.
Linda Evans. Linda Ann Evans.
Your Honor, she's in the courtroom.
Jessica Farnan. Jessica Farnan.
Your Honor, she's in the courtroom.
Kenneth Bernard Germany. Kenneth Bernard Germany. Okay, I'm looking on the screen.
Your Honor, there does not appear to be an affidavit filed. There does not appear to be an affidavit filed, Your Honor, and the appellant has not appeared. State would ask that the appeal be denied.
All right, appeal will be denied. All right, next is Antoine Marquise Hill. Antoine Marquise Hill.
Your Honor, Mr. Hill was not present earlier when I looked in the courtroom. I would ask, and he doesn't appear to be on the Zoom calendar. I also do not have an affidavit, so I would ask the appeal be denied.
Okay, appeal is denied. Yes, Deputy?
He's in the courtroom.
Oh, he's in the courtroom now.
Appeal, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Jean Ingram. Laura Janine Ingram.
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Janella Rochelle Johnson. Janella Johnson.
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Janae Rashawn Lawrence. Janae Rashawn Lawrence.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Sierra Janae Lockhart.
Good
All right.
morning, Your Honor. I'm here.
Good morning, Ms. Lockhart. You have two things open on the calendar. Do you need them both?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. One's for audio purposes. I apologize.
Okay. All right. Daphne Felicia Mitchell. Daphne Felicia Mitchell. Thank you. And Denasia Kamaya Morris. Denasia Kamaya Morris. Denasia Kamaya Morris.
Your Honor, State's going to request that the appeal be denied.
Right, appeal will be denied. Asia Nicole Pates. Asia Nicole Pates.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Shandrika Thompson. Shandrika Thompson.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Latoya Celeste Turner. Latoya Celeste Turner.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Paula Renee Tyler. Paula Renee Tyler.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Adrian Veal Wiggins. Adrian Veal Wiggins.
It appears she's on Zoom, Your Honor.
I'm here.
Okay, I see you. Thank you. Deontay LaShawn Williams. Deontay LaShawn Williams.
Deontay, I'm here.
Video. And that's the last case on the calendar. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tipton is going to walk down to the courtroom. The majority of you are in the courtroom. So I only have Broughton, Lockhart, Wiggins, and Williams on video. Ms. Ponder, are you going to handle those, or are you going to wait until Mr. Mr. Tipton is done.
Your Honor, Ms. Ponder had to step away suddenly, so I'll be
Okay.
handling the remainder of the calendar myself.
Okay, no problem. All right, so go ahead and go to the courtroom, see what you can work out there, and then I'll put you in a breakout room with the video.
Judge, excuse me. Hi, at the bottom it says Princess. I believe that's Princess McCray from the bond forfeiture. Her case was closed, but she's still online.
Oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to video court, it's always important to put your first and last name on the calendar because we don't have your name by your first name. We have it by your last name. And if you just put your first name, we'll never figure out who you are. I'm going back to the calendar. You said McCray?
Yes, Judge. Princess McCray on page 5.
Okay. All right, Mr. Tipton, you can go ahead and head down to the courtroom for Ms. McCray.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. McCray, your case is closed. But you have another SSD due. Where are you, Ms. McCray? Can I see you, please?
I'm right here.
All right. So, Ms. McCray, your case is closed, but I did give you time to pay. You have $444.50 that's due. It was due in February, and you haven't paid anything. So you're going to come up on my SSD calendar where if you don't pay, an arrest warrant will issue. So you need to go ahead and make payments, and you got to do it in person now because you've missed the deadline.
Okay.
All right, you understand? $444.50. You need to come into the Clayton County Courthouse at 9151 Terra Boulevard and go to the second floor to the traffic court window and make that payment.
Okay.
All right, don't let an arrest warrant issue, Miss McCray. Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I have Mr. Ragland from the SSD calendar from 10 a.m. He's in the
Of
court.
course. All right, come on up, Mr. Ragland. All right, Mr. Ragland, you owe $301. That was due on January 21st of 2025. You have not paid anything towards that balance, sir. What's going on?
Nothing. I was in and out of the hospital briefly for nerve damage and out of work. But you know, 2-3 weeks I just started back working, able to do a little bit more than I was able to. And I could pay it, but actually I would need probably like another week or either the end of this week.
All right, so Mr. Ragland, understand I had set you down for an arrest warrant. Please make sure you make the payment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Miss Powell. No, I'm sorry, Miss Powell.
Okay, never mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on the phone?
I'm available, Judge.
Miss Powell, that's okay.
No, I got it, Judge. Move me over to the breakout room with Mr. Ragland and I'll take care
No,
of it.
I just wanted you to get his email address and we'll go ahead and send the modification. Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Ragland, give me your email address, sir.
Okay. You need it now?
Yes.
Oh, TM Ragland. No. It was Tariano293 at Gmail.
Spell that for me.
ARIANO 293 at Gmail.
TARIANA293 Is that correct? TARIANO293. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
He's going to type it to you as well. Type it in.
What is his name, Judge?
That's Mr. Ragland.
And he's on the
He's on the 10 a.m. SSD calendar.
Oh.
Tariano Marquise Ragland. All right, Mr. Ragland, I'll give you 2 weeks to pay. You have to come in person to pay on the second floor, right, of that building that you're in now. You have to go downstairs to the second floor and pay at the traffic court window. Please make sure that you pay it because the next thing I'll sign will be an arrest warrant, okay?
Okay, thank you a lot.
All right, you'll get your modification order by email.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, but you can make a payment now if you want to before you leave the building.
I'll have a day.
All right, Mr. Bagley.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care, sir.
You have a
All right,
good one.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tipton is going to be handling the calendar. Please be patient. If he is not speaking with you, please be quiet so he can hear the people that he's speaking with. He's going to come into the courtroom and work with you as quickly as he can. But please be patient and I will be back.
One moment, Judge.
Yes.
Sorry. Mr. Montgomery, for the SSD calendar, he did call downstairs. I did tell him to log in so you could address him. He never showed up on Zoom. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, well, if he didn't pay it in full, then he's still gonna get an arrest warrant.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Willis.
Okay.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back.
Your Honor, I've returned from the courtroom. I have a few announcements.
All right, Mr. Tipton, go ahead.
Well, first, Your Honor, may I be placed in a breakout room with the court? I did want to ask a question regarding payment plans, given the tremendous amount of fines that these folks have.
Well, I can do 90 days. Is that good?
I'm not sure if it'll handle everyone, Your Honor. Several of these people several of the folks here today are on fixed incomes. And so I have a lot of concern that this may unfortunately put them in a very bad position, and I don't want to do that.
I get it, Mr. Tipton. It's not a lot of leeway we can give, because if I go past 90 days, then that kind of strains the clerk's office and whoever's going to monitor that these things are paid. Because if they're not paid by a certain point, then that information gets reported and to the Department of Revenue, Georgia State Department of Revenue. And there's some issues that may happen after that. If you fail to pay after that, then the consequences are that they could hold up you getting your license. It could affect your license, or it could affect any tax refunds that you might have. So if it goes past 90 days, those are, and I looked it up the other day, those are some of the options. So I don't want to just, the court does not manage payment plans, and I don't want to assign work to people that I don't manage. Like, I don't work with the clerk's office directly. They assist me. And so I can't then tell Ms. Brown, hey, Ms. Brown, this is something we're gonna do, is manage a payment plan. So yeah, I can give 90 days. That's about all I can do, Mr. Tipton.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. Thank you very much for that clarification. Your Honor, state's going to ask that Miss Daphne Mitchell's appeal be granted.
Okay. Ms. Mitchell, your appeal will be granted. Did you get her email address?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Okay. Ms. Mitchell, if you want a copy of your order granting your appeal, then you can leave your email address on a piece of paper with the deputy before you leave court, okay? But Deputy Whitson, if you could pull either a notepad or a blank piece of paper out of the printer and just start a list of email addresses. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Deputy Whitson. All right, who's next?
So, Your Honor, I have that there will be a hearing on Miss Jessica Farnan,
Okay.
that the other folks in the courtroom wish to pay with, but I do need to have a moment to review some information that's being sent to me by Miss Johnson. And I would ask that we take up Miss Dukes's well, is the court aware of an issue some time ago where a bus driver who had their sign extended was waving people by? Because I would assume that would have several that would lead to several tickets, and I'm trying to confirm that we're not finding this young lady for something that was not in fact her fault. So I'm on the fence about that one, Your Honor. Are you aware of that?
I personally had that happen to me, taking my kids to school, where I stopped and we're waiting, and the bus is stopped for something other than to release children. And so I've been waved by, and I cautiously went around looking at the driver like this, are you sure? But yeah, I get it. Sometimes that has happened, and the drivers, I guess, don't understand that it's still gonna release an automatic ticket.
The state's going to go with its gut here and grant the appeal, Your Honor. Miss
So that
Dukes,
was, you said
Miss
that was
Dukes,
Hill?
That's Dukes.
Dukes, okay, so the appeal is granted. Yeah, if I had not had that happen to me, I'd be a little bit more skeptical, but it's happened to me actually on more than one occasion over the course of taking my kid to elementary school. So, all right,
Yeah.
so let's go in order, Mr. Tipton, so it's easier for me to keep up.
Yes, Your Honor, of course.
A little bit challenging. So Bass.
Bass assumes liability and will pay. I believe
Okay.
that Miss Bass will need time to pay.
All right, so Ms. Bass will have 90 days. Billingsley,
Same announcement, Your Honor.
all right, 90 days. Broughton,
Have
oh,
not
you
had an
haven't talked to
opportunity.
Broughton yet.
No, Your
Clark, the affidavit was granted. Cortez, the appeal was denied due to failure to appear. Dortch,
Needs extra time, Your Honor.
all right, 90 days. Dew is denied due to failure to appear. Duke's appeal was granted. Evans,
Your Honor, Miss Evans will pay, and she needs a payment plan.
okay, so yeah, Ms. Evans, the most I can do is give you 90 days. I can't really manage a payment plan because I manage the courtroom. I have other departments that do the work that brings the information to the courtroom, but I don't manage the clerk's office and I don't manage probation. And so to assign them a payment plan supervision, I can't really do that. So I can give you 90 days.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I meant to say 90 days. My apologies.
Okay, that's no problem. And then Farnham is going to be a hearing. Germany was denied. A Hill.
Hill. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I did not speak to Hill yet. I need to speak to Hill.
Okay. Ingram.
Ingram wishes to pay, Your Honor.
All right. I'll give 90 days to everybody who's going to pay. If you can pay quicker than that, I would say pay it as soon as you possibly can, including today if you can pay something. But 90 days, I'll just give you 90 days to pay on these. Okay, Johnson.
Your Honor, Ms. Johnson sent me an email with some information I need to review. If I can have a moment at the end of the calendar to review that, I would greatly appreciate it.
All right, Lawrence.
Your Honor, he needs to be placed on, he needs to have 90 days to pay.
Okay. Lockhart is on video, so you haven't talked to them yet. Mitchell, the appeal was granted. Morris is denied for failure to appear. Pates.
90 days to pay, Your Honor.
All right. Thompson.
90 days to pay, Your Honor.
Turner.
90 days to pay, Your Honor.
Right. Tyler.
90 days to pay, Your Honor.
All right. So you still need to speak with Hill, who's in the courtroom, and then the people who are on video, Broughton, Wiggins, Williams, and Lockhart.
Yes, Your Honor. May I be placed in a breakout room with all of them since it's just a civil matter? I think that would be fine.
All right, Deputy Whitson, do you need anything else?
I do not.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let me see. Mr. Tipton, I'm going to put you in breakout room number 1. I'm going to put the Miss Broughton. I'm going to put Broughton in breakout room number 1. Lockhart in breakout room number 1. Williams and Wiggins.
The courtroom as well.
I'm sorry.
The courtroom as well.
The courtroom also, Judge, because it was one person he still need to talk to.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, so courtroom for Hill. All right, and we'll be back as soon as they are on, as soon as they come out and make announcements. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a slow process, but they seem to be getting it done, so we'll be back.
Your Honor, could the court close the breakout room so that we can get our folks back? I need to go talk to Mr. Hill. He has some evidence he wants to show me in person. Or that I want him to show me in person.
Mr. Tipton, you have an announcement? Mr. Tipton?
He's down in the courtroom talking to someone.
Okay, no problem.
The ones that did the 90 days are able to, once they leave their email, they're able to leave.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you all have given Deputy Woodson your email on the paperwork, you're free to go at this time. Just remember, go ahead and make that payment within the 90 days. Thank you. You can start now, even before you get your order by email.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I
Yeah.
finished speaking with Mr. Hill. State's going to request that his appeal be denied, be granted.
All right.
So he shouldn't know anything.
All right. Mr. Hill, you're free to go at this time.
And I believe that everyone else in the courtroom who did not want a hearing has already been addressed. I've already gone through and informed you about the folks that need to pay. Did you hear my announcement on Miss Pates? She wasn't sure if you heard her announcement.
I did not.
Okay. With regard to Pates, Miss Pates needs 90 days to pay. And
all right. Miss Pates will have 90 days.
And she's left her email address. She just has an emergency and has to head out. So I wanted to get that. I'm gonna let her know to head out. Okay, we were right back. Sitting in front of the solicitor's office.
I'm sorry. Mr. Tipton? Ms. Bell, did he say he was going back to the courtroom?
No, Your Honor. I just had to let Ms.
Oh,
Pates know she was right outside of my office.
Okay.
Okay. So, Your Honor, just going down the list of the folks who we had on Zoom.
Okay.
Miss Broughton wants a hearing.
Okay. Then there's Lockhart.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Lockhart wants a hearing.
Okay.
Miss Wiggins wants a hearing.
Okay.
And Miss Williams needs 90 days to pay.
All right.
Also,
so Lockhart, Wiggins, and Broughton will be hearings. Williams will have 90 days to pay. Miss Williams, once you provide your email address to Mr. Tipton, you'll be free to go.
And I've already received her email address, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'll send that off to the clerk.
All right. So everybody who's given their email address, you're free to go at this time. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and start the hearings.
Gotcha. Oh, and Your Honor, one more announcement. The state's asking the appeal be granted for Miss Janella Johnson.
Appeal granted for Johnson. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone for whom the appeal has been granted or you've been given 90 days, you're free to go at this time. For those who need hearings, that would be Broughton, Farnun, Lockhart, Wiggins, Farnun, Broughton, Lockhart, Wiggins, and I think that's it.
Confirming on last name Dukes, sorry, Your Honor. Confirming last name Dukes, her appeal was granted.
Dukes, yes, the appeal was granted. She's free to go at this time. All right, so we can start with whichever hearing you're ready to have, Mr. Tipton.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just trying to pull them all out right now. Farnun, Farnun, Broughton, yes. Lockhart, and Wiggins, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. I'm gonna get this prepared for Miss Farnon first because that's the last person in our courtroom. We can hopefully get the courtroom all set down.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Your Honor, state's ready.
All right, let me adjust, because sometimes it's hard to see. Okay, so Ms. Farnan, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the video. Once we watch the video, then I can make the determination and I'll explain to you what my determination is based on, okay? All right, now listen to you as to what happened on that date in real time. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Tipton.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I'm so close to the screen, but these progressives take some adjusting.
One moment, Your Honor, attempting to share my screen
No
now.
problem.
So, Your Honor, it'll be the vehicle it'll be the let's see, the Acura Integra, this vehicle, dark color, is S001 on the license plate.
Okay.
And here is the video.
Okay, play it again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Ms. Farnan, tell me what you think happened on that evening.
Okay, I was on my way to work that morning and I did stop at the on 85 at the apartments for the bus. The bus was stopped to pick up all the children. Once the bus did proceed to pick up all the children, she or he, I'm not sure what they were, started going again. And when they did go again, I started behind them. They did slow down and start to put on the sign. As I was passing, I did see the sign starting to be extended. But they were still in motion. They were not picking up any kids. In that area, there is a guardrail. There is no stop right there. So they had already picked up the children, were on the way, but she or he had slowed down and started to put the sign on again.
Okay, so it's my understanding that the sign doesn't come out unless the bus is fully stopped. And I also saw flashing lights. Mr. Tipton, if you'll play it again, if you look to the far, I guess from the point of view, the passenger side of your car, prior to your car coming, there were lights flashing. What is the speed limit on this road?
The speed limit is 45.
Okay. All right, once again, Mr. Tipton. Okay, so I generally tell people that if you are seeing the lights flashing, you should be anticipating the sign coming out. But I do think that your car, the other car, with the speed being 45 miles per hour, if you were up to speed, it probably would have been very difficult and maybe a hazard to stop at that point. The court is going to grant your appeal, but I'm going to ask that you be very, very careful. Some of the buses have flashing lights that would help you anticipate a stop. Some of the buses do not. And I think they're going more towards the buses that are the newer buses have the flashing lights that would indicate they're about to stop. So at this time, I'm going to grant your appeal based on the fact that I think that if you were going at the speed limit, it would have been very difficult for you to stop in that space of time. But please be mindful that, we're coming up on summertime. That's sort of a parent and regular driver free for all. But please be mindful that when fall comes, you're going to have these situations. If you see a bus or are behind a bus, be very, very mindful of the fact that if lights start flashing, it is likely to stop.
Yes, ma'am. That's been my first kind of incident in over 25 years. So,
All right, ma'am. Thank you. Be safe.
all right. Thank you.
You're welcome. May I see the next one?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Wiggins has been here since about 10:30, so I think we should get her next.
Thank you. Miss Wiggins, you were on and present. Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, the respondent vehicle is this Acura, this white Acura.
Okay.
Before rolling through the stop sign, after rolling through the stop sign, and video is present. Is the court ready?
Yes. Ooh. Go ahead. Yeah. Ms. Wiggins, tell me what you were thinking.
Judge, I want to first apologize to the school system. I have two small children and I'm horrified. I mean, I am horrified. I had no idea. This is on Highway 85, like the previous person. The speed limit is 55 right there. And so I was, away from the bus and going on. Sometimes on this road, the buses are stopped and the arm is not out and they're not doing anything. They're preparing to get other children or stuff. I can't even tell you what I was thinking, but I'm horrified. I would never have done that. Like I said, I have two small children. But when I looked at the video, my rate of speed was going with the rate of traffic. And that's why I did not stop. And I'm just horrified. And I apologize to you, the court, the children. Like I said, I would never do anything to jeopardize children. I was just going with the speed of traffic. And on this, it's 3 or 4 lanes on one side and 3 or 4 lanes on the other. So I'm just, in the route of traffic trying to get home. So I was just going to 55 and I don't think that I, could have stopped. That's where mine is.
Play it again, Mr. Tipton.
And you see the other car behind me. He and I are in the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
So we're already there. And I mean, if I would have stopped, it would have caused him to hit me and different things like that. But like I said, the other thing, I just want you to know, I'm horrified. I would never.
I got you. I think most drivers take safety seriously. Most drivers take safety seriously. I get that. In this case, I was counting the seconds between the time the stop sign came out and the time you passed. It was like 3 seconds. So I did 1,000, but yeah. So I'm going to grant your appeal at this time. I think it was close. I think with the reason I asked what the speed is, because if you're going the speed of traffic, it's easy to say in a 25-mile-per-hour school zone, hey, I'm gonna stop for every bus that comes out because that's what you're supposed to do. But I know what that feels like, and then I know what I'm going at the speed of traffic. I got to make sure I'm looking at this bus that's a little bit ahead of me on my passenger side. Are they stopping? Are they not stopping? Are they stopping with kids? Because sometimes, like you said, they will stop and not discharge children and not even put the arm out. They'll just stop with the lights on. And so it was about 3 seconds between the time that the arm started to come out and the time you passed. I'll go ahead and grant your appeal just because of the timing and the speed. But please be mindful that you know, coming up on summertime, it's a halcyon period of freedom for people to, drive a little bit where they don't have to stop in the middle of the road because there's a stop sign that could pop out at any time. But just remember, when fall comes up, we all have to be on our P's and Q's.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And like I said, I apologize to the court and the school system. I would never. I appreciate that.
No problem. Miss Broughton, I think, is still in the breakout room.
I think I'm back now.
Oh, you're back. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yeah.
All right. So, Miss Broughton, the announcement was that you wanted to have a hearing. So we have 2 hearings left, Miss Broughton and Miss Lockwood. So just let me know which one we're going to, Mr. Tipton.
Your Honor, let's say Ms. Broughton, but can the courtroom be excused since
Yes.
I believe everybody is,
Everybody from the courtroom should be gone by now. So Deputy Whitson, the courtroom is down. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
County Internet, Your Honor.
I'm ready whenever you are, sir.
I know, Your Honor. I'm saying the county internet's taking a while.
Oh, no
We
problem.
were still on the last case.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just stuck in we're just stuck in a little bit of a limbo. And looks like Miss Wiggins is still on. You correct?
Yeah, it looks like it's still Miss Wiggins. So whenever it flips over.
Am I dismissed? I didn't know if I should leave.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You're free to go at this time. Thank you.
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Let me try this, Your Honor. Let me go to violation phone. See if it's okay. I just want to put it really fast. I do not know why it's taking so long, Your Honor. My apologies.
Okay. That's not your fault.
Mm-hmm. Your Honor, I know today we're cut from the same cloth because you used one of my 2 favorite words ever. You said halcyon earlier. One of my favorite words.
Mr. Tipton, every once in a while I got to get in those words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now if you say chimerical, I'll be really surprised. Oh, I read too much.
Yeah, that's all I do. I was talking to my husband about my son today, and I said, the kids are really into gaming. But I'm really trying to, get them to have that love of reading that we had. But we didn't have all the competing interests. We didn't have gaming. I could reach out to somebody all the way around the world and game with them or talk to them. So, reading sometimes takes a back seat.
I think everybody likes reading. It's just figuring out what they like to read.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Uh-huh. Well, if you want any suggestions, I'm happy to give you some suggestions.
Yeah, he's I'm trying to go with the flow of what he is interested in. So I'm asking him, because summer is going to be a summer of reading. So I'm asking him to pick before I have to.
What kind of movies does he like?
I don't even mind graphic,
What kind of movies does he like?
Action, cars, anything with cars, trains, anything like that. And I'm not even averse to graphic novels. Whatever will get you to read the words on the page, I'm fine with.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got a few graphic novels. If you want me to lend them to you, I'll be happy if he wants to get an idea for them.
Yeah, shoot me the names, and I'll see if he's interested.
What is wrong with the violation website?
If it's down,
I'm inclined to start granting some appeals.
I am too, Your Honor. Your Honor, state's going to request that the 2 remaining appeals be granted based on technical issues.
All right, for Lockhart, the appeal will be granted. For Broughton, the appeal will be granted. For both of you, just be mindful that these buses are still out here. We still have kids in the school pipeline. So please make sure that, especially if you see one pull over, that you're cautious about that bus stopping and you're passing it, or passing that red stop sign. All right.
Yes,
Okay, I
ma'am.
think we have handled everything. I've signed what I've got so far. Anything else, I'll keep signing. And everybody else, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.
Your Honor, Mr. Tipton, thank you so much for all your help. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
So
great
will
day.
we receive something in the mail or?
You should get an email, Miss Broughton. Did you give Mr. Tipton your email?
I did not.
So they didn't give me their emails, Your Honor, because I wasn't sure if they were going to what was going to happen with the cases yet. So
Okay, no problem.
I'll get their
Before we sign off, Miss Broughton, Miss Wiggins, if you wanna, Miss Lockhart, if you wanna send Mr. Tipton your email by chat, if you click on the chat function, then he will get your email and he'll send that out to you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm sending it now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. Take care. Be safe.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, let me know when you're if you got those.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll have both of those now. Plus, well, one more email I need to send to it's Miss Willis, Deputy Clerk Willis. I'll send them to her.
Yeah, I sent the Deputy Whitson sent all of the other emails. He scanned them. So I sent those to you, I think.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right.